So let's get started since we only have 60 minutes. I want you to start on your backs. And just bend your knees, place your feet on the floor. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky, and then interlace your fingers, flip your palms to face up. And then take a moment and just try to push the ceiling away from you so that you feel your shoulders lift. Take an inhale, and keep the reach of your arms and push your ribs down to the floor as you exhale. And then carry those straight arms up and overhead to the wall behind you. And I just want you to yawn. So reach your arms over to one side. And as you do that, notice how you stretch through one side of your waist. Can you still stay grounded into your feet? And then inhale, come back to center, and then just yawn over to the other side. And notice how you kind of make sense of foundation and stability by what's pressing into the floor, i.e. your 2 feet on the mat. And then exhale, come back to center. Go ahead and turn the palms to face each other so the fingers are reaching back to the wall behind you. And then again, zipper those ribs towards your navel. And then hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug and maybe a little side to side, rolling across the low back. And maybe even across the outer hips. And then pass through happy baby. So hold on to behind the thighs or the outside edges of your feet. And take an inhale here. And again, try to push your hips away from you. So it's not so much about your knees anchoring, but it is the weight of your thighs. Bring your legs all the way together. Let's just take a twist. As your knees come to touch, take your knees over to one side, open up your arms. And just this gentle awakening to warming up. As you exhale, come back to center, and let's go over to the other side. And just checking in, observing, feeling, listening. Exhale, come back to center, and then place both feet on the floor. I'm going to have you walk your feet a little further forward than you would for bridge pose, but then have your feet so they're hip distance apart. Wherever your arms are more comfortable by your side, or you can even hold on to the edges of your mat. Take another inhale, push your ribs down as you exhale, and then lift your hips just an inch off the floor. So again, ribs down, so we're not in bridge pose, and hips up. And then press into your left foot, extend your right leg forward to the front of the room. Let your right foot hover so it's an inch off the floor as well. And so there's a feeling there that notice how your left leg goes off to the left. I want you to hug your left knee in. Try to release your inner thighs down while maintaining the ribs towards the floor. Keep this work on your left leg and inhale, reach your right leg up towards the sky. And then bend your right knee. But can you keep the right knee bent and still reach the heel towards the ceiling? And then push into your left foot. Inhale, try to touch the ceiling with your straight right leg. Straighten the right leg and lift your right foot up a little bit higher. And then exhale, slowly lower your hips down just an inch. Keep your right leg lifted. And then again, inhale, try to stamp the ceiling with your right heel. And exhale, slow, lower the hip. And then again, inhale, try to reach through the right heel, touch the ceiling, lift your hips higher. And exhale, slow. We'll just do 2 more. Inhale, push down to lift. Exhale, lower. And last one, you guys, inhale, kick the leg all the way up, make a hole through that ceiling. Reach your right leg forward to the front of your room, and then bend your right leg to meet your left, lower your hips down to the floor, take a breath. And then when you're ready, press into your feet, press into your shoulders, inhale, lift your hips just an inch off the floor. And so notice how, like bridge pose, the ribs want to lift. Try to lower the ribs down. As you stamp into your right foot, reach your left leg forward in space. And just notice how your body makes sense of this. Be more interested in your right inner heel heavy, your right inner thigh releasing. Then reach the left leg forward and all the way up towards the sky. Keep your left foot flexed and bend your left knee. Bring the left knee in close to your chest. And then as you inhale, reach through that straight left leg. Try to stamp the ceiling. Beautiful. Take an inhale. Try to lift the hips a little bit higher with your left leg. And then exhale, slow, lower the hips. Again, inhale, kick the ceiling with that straight left leg. Keep it high. Exhale, slow. Good. Keep hugging right knee in. Inhale, lift. A little bit. Yes, Janine. And exhale. We'll just do 2 more, you guys. Stamp the ceiling by pushing into the right foot. Lift. Beautiful work. Exhale. Soft breath. 1 more. Inhaling. Reach through the heel. And exhale. Beautiful. Stay here. Reach your left leg forward. And then bring your left knee back to meet your right knee. Lower your hips down to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock yourself up. Come onto your hands and knees. And let's turn the hands back so the fingers reach towards the knees. And then notice if the space between your wrists and your knees got closer. So maybe walk your knees back a little bit. And let's do cat-cow this way. So we get a little stretch through the wrists. Maybe even the forearms. Let the shoulders slide and glide. And many of us need to put a bend into those elbows, like you're trying to pull the elbows towards the feet. And then come back to neutral. Bring your hands back so the fingers face forward. And then make sure your feet are in line behind your knees. Press the tops of your feet down to the floor. And then round your low spine so the belly scoops up, the navel scoops up. And then keeping your toes pointed, lift your knees an inch off the mat. Try to hug the ankles in. Feel as if you had a block between your thighs and you could lift the block up towards the ceiling. Against that, can you anchor your tailbone down so that you're strong, scooping through the low back? That's beautiful. Take another full breath here. And then lower your knees down to the floor, curl your toes under, and downward facing dog, exhale. Let's rise high up onto the balls of the feet. And then bend one knee a lot, reach the other heel down to the floor. And then inhale, rise back up. Get your heels super high. Exhale, switch. Let's just do that again. Inhale, rising. Exhale, switching. And 1 more. Inhale, get really high up onto the balls of the feet, and exhale. And then rise high up onto the balls of both feet, you guys. Try to get your arms straight. Lower your knees so they're an inch off the floor. Send your hips back towards your heels so it's like a hovering child's pose. Good, and shift back a little bit more. Everybody send your hips towards your heels. That's it, Heidi. And then shift forward into your plank pose as you inhale. Good, and feel the feet press just as much as your hands press. Feel a lift of your inner thighs. That's it. And lengthen through the ears all the way through your feet. 1 more breath in. And downward facing dog, exhale. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. Grab a hold of your elbows, fold over your legs. And let the shoulders soften. Let the jaw soften. Switch the cross of the elbows. Release your hands down to the floor. Inhale, come up halfway. Heel toe your feet so they're more classically hip distance apart. And then take your 2 hands behind your calf muscles, below your knees. So the center of your palm is pressing at the strongest part of your calf. And then inhale, straighten your arms. And as you straighten your arms and you pull your chest forward, try to relax the toes, drive more weight into your heels. And notice how the knees want to lock to straight. So I want you to keep your hands pushing your calves forward, and then could you send your hips back more? Remember the lift of the frontal hip points and the low belly. Now keep your hands and your legs as they are and just fold, Uttanasana, back of the mat. Let's just do that a couple times on the breath. Inhale, press the hands into the calves, shoot your chest forward to the front of the mat. Hey, Heather. And then exhale, fold. 1 more time like that. Inhale, press into the calves, pull and lengthen the front of your spine. Now keep this, you guys. Release your hands to the floor. Slowly walk yourself forward to your downward facing dog. But find that work in the legs. There's this zigzag, heels to knees, knees to thighs. And then lift up through the heels as you inhale, shift forward into your plank pose. And then pull back, exhale. Let's go back to that hovering child's pose. Butt low, chest high. Beautiful. Shift forward into your plank as you inhale. And then go back to that little hovering child's pose as you exhale. Good. Keep your ribs high, but a little lower. Shift forward into plank as you inhale. We're just going to do this 2 more times, you guys. Pull back to your hovering child's pose as you exhale. So either into plank or shift forward into chaturanga, your choice. Exhale, pull back, hovering child's pose. Very nice. 1 more. Inhale, shift forward, either plank or chaturanga. And exhale back to hovering child's pose. Nice, Anthony. Everybody, downward facing dog. Exhale. Right leg, let it lift as you inhale. Feel free to open up your hips, bend your knee as you exhale. And try coming onto your left fingertips. Lift up to the left side of the waist. And now square everything back off. So stay on the fingertips of your left hand, reach your straight right leg back behind you. And then slowly lower your right foot so it just hovers beside your left. Connect that into the lift of the right ribs. And then inhale, extend your right leg back again. Slowly start to walk your left hand halfway back to meet your left foot. And then maybe your left hand will walk all the way back to meet your left ankle, your left knee, your left thigh. Lift up through the right forearm. Pull back with your left thigh. And be just as interested in what's happening with your lifted leg. Everybody release your left hand down, back to the front. Bring your right knee in to touch your nose, shift forward, and then step the right foot between the hands. Let's lower the left knee down to the mat. Use the inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky, low lunge. And then exhale, hands to the mat. Keep your chest open. Let's straighten the front leg, exhaling. Flex through the right foot. And do you remember when you had your hand behind your calf muscles? So even here, feel the weight of your right heel. Lift the right calf away from the floor, and can you pull your right thigh deeper into the hip socket? And then let's move on the breath, you guys. Inhale, bending the front leg, arms rise to the sky, low lunge. Hands to the mat, pull hips back, straighten the front leg. Good, and then 1 more like that, inhaling. And exhaling. And then shift forward, rebend your front leg, but keep your hands down. This time I want you to curl your back toes under and lift your back knee up off the floor. And then just as we've been doing, go ahead and really lift the heel of the back foot up and bend your back knee so it's just 1 inch off the mat. And then adjust your front foot so that your front knee is right over your front ankle, so you have 2 right ankles. Ankles? You have 2 right angles, but you have a right ankle and a left ankle. Hug your right hip in. Bring your 2 hands to your front hips. Stay low. Keep pulling your right thigh bone back. Put more weight into your right heel. Back foot, move your knee forward so you're on the toes. And then inhale, come upright. Back leg super bent. You can keep your hands at your hips or reach your arms towards the sky. Woo! Drive your front heel down. Send your front thigh down. And front leg is trying to move to the back of the mat. Back leg is trying to move to the front of the mat. Zipper the ankles, right and left. Hug the shins, right and left. And then carry the low belly all the way up towards the sky. Last breath in. Hands to the mat, step to your plank. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg, let it lift as you inhale. Open up your hips, bend your knee. And then connect into your right ribs, maybe come onto your right fingertips. And then square everything off, you guys. So that left leg extends straight back. Lower your left leg, let it hover just beside your right. Connect that to the lift of your left ribs. Inhale, extend your left leg back again. And then start to walk your right hand halfway back to meet your right leg. And maybe you'll start to walk it all the way back. Beautiful work. Bring your right hand back to meet the floor. Bring your left knee in to touch your nose. Shift forward and step your left foot between the hands. We'll lower the right knee down to the mat. Use the inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, hands down, straighten your front leg. So drive more into that inner left heel. Pull your left pinky toe back and feel free to bend your left knee more so you can drive the left thigh back into the hip. Chest forward. And then let's move on the breath. So as we inhale, shifting the front leg reaches as we open up the arms. And then hands down, pull the hips back. 2 more, inhaling, shifting. And exhale, pulling. Beautiful, you guys. Bending your front leg, inhale, arms rise up towards the sky. This time, just release your hands down to the floor. Stay low, lift your back knee up off the mat. I'm laughing because one of the students on Zoom, their cat is in the front of the camera. So it looks like it's doing cat yoga. Hi, Heather. Keep driving your left thigh deep into the hip socket, you guys. And now your back leg. I want you to move the heel forward so you bend your back knee. Let it hover. So we're like doing that hovering child's pose. Feel both ankles hug, feel both shins hug, and then bring your 2 hands to your hips. Try to stay low. Yeah. Notice if you lowered your head, Whitney, can you actually lower your chest and look forward? Thank you. Pull your left thigh in and back. Everybody, try to move your back knee forward, and then inhale, lift your torso upright. You can keep your hands here. You can reach your arms towards the sky. How low can you sit into your front thigh? And notice if you're pushing your front foot away from you, rather drive the heel down. Nice work, you guys. Pull your front thigh bone back, and then you're trying to slide your back knee forward. Hug everything in so you feel a strong lift through the pelvic floor, deepening in the lift of the core up towards the fingers. And release. Hands down to the mat. This time we step to your plank. Shift forward. We lower chaturanga. Baby cobra or the up dog as we inhale, shoulder heads back. And downward facing dog, exhale. Very nice, you guys. Breathe in and breathe out. Go ahead and walk your feet halfway forward to your hands. Shift your shoulders right over your wrists. And as you shift your shoulders right over the wrist, can you spread your shoulders wide and hug your outer triceps in? Anthony, shift forward more. Yep. And then everybody rise up onto the toes of the feet. Lift your heels up. Stop your shoulders from moving forward even more and start to walk your feet forward to your hands. Walk your feet as close to your hands as you can. Beautiful. And then work to lift the bottom ribs. Work to lift your navel. Work to lift your hip points up. That's it. And then try hovering your right foot just an inch off the floor. And then place the right foot down, and then left leg. It's like an elevator. You're just sliding the left heel up to the left inner thigh, up towards the ceiling. Nice, Wendy. And place the foot down. Dare I ask you, could you lift both feet up off the floor? Try it. Try hopping. Good. And then take your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale is your Ardha. Shoulders back. Exhale, we fold. Let's just do that one more time. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, shoulders on the back body. Shift the weight forward to the front of your heels. And fold again, exhale. Hands to your hips, bend into your knees. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale at the top. Arms by your side. Take a moment to just connect into the movement of your body, the connection to your breath. And lift all 10 toes up off the floor, spread them wide. Place just your pinky toe down to the mat. And place then your 4th toe down to the mat. Relax your fingers as you place your 3rd toe down to the mat. So you have 2 toes on either foot lifted. Place your second toe down to the mat. And now you have just your big toes lifted. Can you reach your big toes towards one another? And place your big toes down to the floor. Just notice the connection to the soles of your feet, the inner thighs, your deep center of core. From the ground, inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Remember your hands behind your calves. Use the inhale, open up the front body. Stepping to plank unless you're jumping, chaturanga. Into your back bend. Let the feet press, the inner thighs lift. Let the legs pull you back to downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. The shoulders spread, the triceps hug. And there's that sense of your arms lifting up off the earth, your bottom ribs lifting up off the earth, but your legs pulling the hips back. Full breath in as you rise high up onto your toes. Keep the lift as you bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top. We open to lengthen as we inhale. We fold as we exhale. And then we rise it up to standing, inhaling. Feel the strength of your legs. Beautiful work as you bring it right into your heart. Exhale. Again, inhaling from the ground, rise up. Soft toes. Try to keep your hips where they are. Hinge forward as you fold. We get long through the spine as we inhale to open. Lift the low belly. Step to plank, opposite leg unless you're jumping, chaturanga. As you move into your back bend, press the feet, lift the inner thighs, shoulders back. And use those legs to pull you up to go back to downward facing dog. Full breath in, long breath out. Beautiful work. Steady breathing in, steady breathing out. Good. Continue to hug the forearms together. Continue to spread the shoulders apart. Send those thighs back as you take a full breath in. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top. We open as we inhale and fold as we exhale. Heel toe your feet so they're hip distance apart. Go ahead and come into your chair pose. We'll be here for a while. It's a different kind of chair pose though. It's not the one where you're sitting on your couch and you're looking on your computer and sending those emails or having your Zoom meetings or checking in with CNN. This is different. So sit back versus down. Feel the weight of your heels heavy, like you're trying to make a hole underneath the ground. And actively press your calves forward. But then against that, can you send your inner thighs back more? And then there's this sense that your legs are saying, oh my gosh, I need to go on a walk. And they want to stand. But your hips are saying, no, 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 we can sit a little bit lower. So feel those two polar opposites working to create a sense of lift through the low belly, a sense of length through your spine. Sit a little lower into the legs while the spine rises to the sky. And fold. Exhale. Inhale is your Ardha. Step or jump, chaturanga, exhaling. I get very excited. Inhale into the back bend, shoulders back, chest high. And downward facing dog, exhaling. Beautiful, you guys. Inhale, right leg lifts up as you inhale. Use your exhale, bring your right knee in to touch your nose. Shift forward, shoulder stack right over the wrists. Then step the foot forward between the hands. I want you to adjust so that you can have your feet right to left. Stay low and reach both arms back to the wall behind you. I see you, Stacy. Ground into that inner big toe front foot, that inner heel front foot, and try to hug ankles together. Notice if you're pushing your front knee forward, I want you to try to slide your front heel back, slide your front thigh back. Then press down, inhale, slowly come all the way up to crescent pose. Bring your two hands to your heart. And as you bring your two hands in front of your heart, take a full breath in through the nose. And exhale, let's twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. So you can lower the back knee if you need to. I want you to focus more on what's happening with the front leg. The more we can stamp the front heel down, pull the front thigh back, we find access into the back leg. Lift your back heel a little higher. Lift the inner back thigh a little higher. And can you lengthen your left waist forward? One more breath in. Release both hands down to the floor. Step to your plank pose. However you want to get to your downward facing dog as your exhale. Left leg, let it lift as you inhale. Bring the knee in, curl them round as you shift forward, shoulders over the wrists. Sense your hips are lower and your ribs are higher. Then step the foot forward between your hands, adjust right to left with your feet. Hug your left leg to the right and reach both arms back behind you. And you can just feel where the weight is shifting. Is it easier to stand into your front leg? Can you feel your back leg doing just as much work? Plug the left leg in and then reach the arms forward and rise it all the way up to your crescent pose. Exhale at the top. Sit down into your front leg, and rather than pushing the foot away from you, pull. Pull the heel back, pull the left thigh bone back. Hands to your heart. Lift as you inhale, twist as you exhale. And as you lean back onto the power of that right shoulder blade, connect from the lift of your back heel, the lengthening through the right inner thigh, pulling the right chest forward. All you have to do is hug in from the base, your ankles, your inner thighs. One more breath, lean back, open up the chest. Beautiful work. Release, hands down to the floor, step to your plank. However you want to get to your dog as your exhale. Big full breath in. Strong spread of the shoulders, big lift of the chest. Send those thighs back a little bit more, not from the knees, but right where the hips meet. Rise high up onto your toes. Keep your ribs high. Bend your knees, look forward. Try to hop to the top. Open as we inhale. Fold as we exhale. Heel toe your feet so they're hip distance apart again, and then back into your chair pose. And then exhale, let your torso get parallel to the floor. Reach the arms back to the wall behind you. Try to shift weight back, try to pull hips back. Notice here if your belly's resting. I want you to try to scoop the low belly up. Rise up onto the toes of the left foot, chest forward. Hug your right leg in. I want you to stay this low on your right leg and step your left leg way back to crescent pose. Reach the arms up towards the sky as you inhale. Exhale, lower your torso, arms back, pausing. Hug right leg in. Take an inhale. Step your left foot to meet your right. Back to your chair as we inhale. Exhale, torso parallel, arms back. Pause. Rise up onto the toes of the right foot. As you do that, stamp your left heel down. Step way back with your right leg. Find it. Stay low. And inhale into your crescent pose. Rise. Exhale, fold forward, arms back. Pause. Hug left leg in. Inhale. Step right to meet your left. Chair pose as we rise. Exhale, torso forward, arms back. One more. Rise up onto the toes of the right foot. Sit back. Sorry, left foot. Stand onto your right heel. Take a breath in. Stay low with your hips. Step way back with your left leg. Find your crescent. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach forward, arms back. Step left foot to meet the right. Chair pose as we inhale. Exhale, torso parallel, arms back. Now it's the right foot. Exhale, step way back. Find the inhale to your crescent. Exhale, torso parallel, arms back. Hug left leg in. Step right foot to meet the left. Full chair. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale is your Ardha. Check in behind the knees. Hands to the floor. Find your way to downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. And then extend your right leg up towards the sky, three-legged down dog. Keep the root of your right thigh lifting. And I want you to stay in downward dog. All you're going to do is bend your right knee, reach the heel towards the sky. Yes. And as you lift your foot a little higher to the sky, can you connect it to lift your right hip, your right waist? Keep your body in downward dog. Just bring your right knee into your chest. So hips are still shifting back. Hips are still shifting back. Pull your right sit bone back a little bit more. Beautiful. And then shift forward. Come forward into your plank. Step the right foot between the hands. Back heel spins to the floor. Stay here for a moment. Can you find that same work of chair pose in your right leg? Reach both arms back behind you. Stand more into your left foot. Rise it up to your warrior one. 5 breaths right here. Front foot's doing a big chair pose. Notice if you're pushing the foot away from you, rather. Pull heel back, pull thighs back. So you can stand into your back leg more. And then breathe more breath, Ash, into the back ribs. Tailbone to the earth, back ribs climbing up towards the sky. Last full inhale. And then release, hands to the mat, step to your plank. However you want to get to your downward facing dog is the exhale. Open and fold. Left leg, it lifts as we inhale. Take a moment here, bend your left knee, reach the heel towards the sky. Try to keep the inner thigh a little higher, Audrey, as you hug your right leg in. Now keep your hips this high. All you're going to do is flex your legs, so your hips, so that your knee comes in towards the chest. Keep pulling your left sit bone back as you shift forward, shoulder stack right over the wrists. Beautiful. Step the foot between the hands. Stay here, back heel spins. Stay low, reach the arms back to the wall behind you. Use this as a foundation to stand into your back leg, and then inhale, rise it up to your warrior one. Back heel heavy, front inner heel heavy. Could you imagine hugging the ankles together? Hugging and releasing the inner thighs back to the wall behind you. Last 2 breaths, lift your spine, lift the back ribs, lift the gaze. And release, hands down, chest open as you step back. We shift forward to lower. Inhale, open, and exhale, fold. Beautiful work, you guys. Breathing in and breathing out. In downward dog, continue to push the roots of your thighs back. That feeling of your hands pressing your calves forward. Take a big inhale. As you bend your knees, look between your hands, step or hop to the top of the mat. We open, and then we fold. Chair pose, bending the knees. Feel the heels heavy, feel your thighs heavy, and the lift of the frontal hip points. Wherever you are with your arms is fine. They can stay up. You can cactus or hands to your hips. Stamp into your right heel, rise up onto the toes of the left. Feel your outer right thigh hug in and pull down. And then extend your left leg straight forward. As the left leg goes forward, could you actually sit back and lower with your right thigh? And then bring your left leg to meet your right, 2 feet in chair pose. Rise up onto the toes of the right. Feel the outer left thigh hugging. Stay low in your left leg, extend your right leg forward. Pull back with your hips. Hinge with your left thigh. Reach with your right leg to counter it. Right foot to the floor. Let's do it again. Stamp right heel. Inhale, left leg forward. Sit back a little bit more. Left foot to the mat. Feel your 2 feet. And then extend right leg forward. 2 feet to the floor. Fold, exhale. Inhale, find your Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold again. Bend your knees deep into your chair, Utkatasana. Feel that sense of lift. Bring your hands to your heart. We twist. Left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. I want you to look down between your 2 legs. So it's not that your gaze that's twisting you, it's actually from deep around the central axis of your spine. The higher your hips are, the more it's going to be quad dominant. See if you can't lower your hips back and down a little bit more. Scrub the heels back. Feel the connection of the hamstrings. Keep looking down. Rise up onto the toes of the left foot. Hug your right leg in. Take a big inhale. Step left leg way back, twisting crescent pose. Beautiful, you guys. Add the arms if you like, opening the arms like wings. We'll be here for a couple breaths. Still ground into your right inner heel. Still hug your inner right knee to the midline. Continue to pull right thigh bone way back. Last breath in. Look down. Lift up to the left side of the waist. Go back to your twisting chair pose. 2 feet to the front. Roll belly up. Roll ribs up. Lean onto that left shoulder blade. And fold in half. Exhale. Very nice. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Second side, bending your knees deep into your chair. Bring your hands to your heart. Make it about the strength of your hamstrings, the strength of your glutes. Second side twist, right elbow to the outside. So I'm going to invite you to look down so that you have a better sense of staying balanced in between your 2 legs. Sit your hips a little lower and pull the thighs further back. Stamp your left heel down as you rise up onto the toes of the right. Lean onto the right shoulder blade and slowly start to step your right leg way back to your twisting crescent. And then continue to use more work into your right leg. Lift through the back heel, lift through the inner right thigh, roll the chest all the way to the sky. Yeah, add the arms if you'd like. You have 2 more breaths. Lean onto that right shoulder blade. And then wherever you are, look down. Hug your left leg in. Start to lift up through the right waist and slowly step back to your twisting chair pose. Sit your butt a little lower. Reach the chest a little further forward. Last breath in and fold. Exhale. Ardha is the inhalation. Find your way to downward facing dog as you exhale. Go ahead and come onto your forearms. Walk it out for forearm plank. If you can, let's have the wrists in line with the elbows, like Pincha Mayurasana. And just swivel your heels over to the right. Try to keep both elbows to the floor. Let's stagger the feet today. So you have your right foot and then your left foot. Notice how the weight shifts into your right arm. I want you to drive into your left hand more. Can you pull your chest forward? And then stamp into your left heel. Bring your right knee to your left armpit. That's right, I said that. Stamp into your left heel and bring your right knee to your left armpit. Pull your chest forward. Try it. And then step your right leg back to meet your left. Swivel onto your toes. Back over to the second side. So your heels and your feet are staggered. So right foot, left foot. Shift more weight into your right arm as you pull your chest forward. So you can stay here, you guys, or you can feel the foundation of your right foot as you bend your left knee and bring your left knee up to your right armpit. Can you lift more through the left side of the rib cage? That's it, and pull your chest forward. Shift forward, Anthony, a little bit more. 1 more breath. Step your left leg back to meet your right. Swivel onto the toes. Lower into Sphinx. Take a breath. And smile. April Fools. Sorry, I didn't want to go there, but I had to. Second round. Go ahead and lift your hips up, curl your toes under. Swivel your heels back over to the right. Stagger your feet again. This time, I want you to press into your right arm. Pull your right elbow back so you feel your side body engage, and then come into forearm Vashisthasana, left hand to your hip. Work that right shoulder blade to roll the left chest towards the sky. Continue to press into your 2 feet and try to rebound the ribs up. I want you to take a big inhale and slowly lower your hips down, and then use your exhale to lift your hips back up off the floor. Hi, Audrey, come back up. Inhale, slow lower, and then exhale, lift up. Go slow, you guys, so you can feel the muscles of your obliques turning on as you inhale to lower. Roll that top hip to the wall you're facing, and exhale, lift. We have 2 more. Inhale, hips lower. Try to keep your shoulders stable. And exhale, lift. Last one, good Ash. Inhale, slow lower. And exhale, lift. Lift everything up, reach the top arm to the sky. Come back to your forearm plank. Can we go right over to the second side? Swivel your heels. And just bring your top hand to your hip unless you feel super strong today, top arm to the sky. Bottom shoulder blade, drive it into the back body. Take a full inhale as you slowly start to lower your hips. Try to keep your shoulder over your elbow. Nice, Whitney. And exhale, lift the hips. Slow as the inhalation. Lift from your obliques as you exhale. You have 3 more. Slowly, with control, exhale, lift. Try to make it more from your center versus your legs. Last 2, inhaling. Exhale, lift. And lean your head back. 1 more. Yeah, there you go. And exhale, lift. Beautiful. Come back to your forearm plank. We have 5 breaths right here. Why? Because you're strong. Why? Because there's nothing better to do right now, is there? Although the cooking's been going strong, I've noticed. Smile, shoulders open, chest forward, heels back. Take another full breath in. Lower all the way down. Exhale. Walk your hands back. Nope. Upward facing dog is the inhalation. And downward facing dog is the exhalation. Rise high up onto your toes, you guys. Bend your knees, look between your hands. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Open to lengthen. And exhale to fold. Heel to your feet so they're hip distance apart. With your peace fingers, grab a hold of your big toes. Remember to shift forward onto the fronts of your heels. And exhale, fold, Uttanasana. The arms actively lift the shoulders up. Can you feel your inner heels press a little bit more? Can you feel the inner thighs lift a little bit more? Keep your legs as they are. Inhale, straighten your arms. Padahastasana, step on your hands. And then try to shift more weight into your toes. As you do that, lift the bottom ribs. Drop your head as you do it. Drop your brain, you guys. And then actively lift your navel. Try lifting one heel up off the floor. Try lifting the other heel up off the floor. Try both feet. And if you fall, tuck and roll. It's just like a somersault. Both heels down to the mat. Inhale is your Ardha. Exhale, hands to hips. Put a really nice bend into your knees and inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale at the top. And inhale, bending the knees. Touch the floor this time. Reach the arms up. Exhale, open up your arms like a cactus shape. Tip your torso forward. I want you to keep your knees bent. Rise up onto the toes of the left foot and extend your left leg way back into a super bent leg warrior 3. Lift your pelvis up by stamping the heel down more. Take a full inhale and then exhale, twist. Left elbow to the floor, right elbow to the sky. And then come back to center. Try to keep your torso low, hips low. Again, inhale. And exhale, twist. Good, reach with the right elbow. And inhale, come back, sit a little lower into your standing leg. And then third time, exhale, we twist. Pause here, you guys. Lift more with your right elbow, lift more with your right waist. Come back to your warrior 3. And lower your left leg to meet your right. Fold in half, Uttanasana. Inhale is your Ardha. And fold again. Deep chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, cactus your arms. Good, and then lower your torso so it's parallel to the floor. So you're already set up. The only thing you have to do is rise up onto the toes of the right foot and extend your right leg back behind you. Notice if you're hinging forward, rather hinge back. Reach with that lifted leg. Pelvis up as you inhale. Exhale, twist towards the left. Left shoulder up. Inhale, come back to center. Hug standing leg in. Exhale, twist again. Good, one more. Inhale, keep the weight in your heel of your standing foot. Exhale, twist. Come back to center as you inhale. Stay low. Hinge back. Bring your right leg to meet your left. Fold Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands flat, your way to downward dog. So you can hop into a handstand, Bakasana, those of you that are enjoying it at home, or just find your way to downward facing dog. Whitney, butt low. Yep. Nice, Chris. All I want you to do is walk your feet just like half a foot's distance closer to your hands. So you have like a mini Jack Russell versus like a Dachshund. Right leg as you inhale, lift it up. As you exhale, take the right knee into the twist. Bring it over to your left armpit. Shift forward. Pause here. Drive the right shoulder onto the back body. And then inhale back to your three-legged dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, take it into the twist. Right shoulder back, lift the right waist. Beautiful. Inhale, extend. Exhale, take it into the twist. Look forward, Anthony. Right shoulder on the back body. Inhale, extend, three-legged dog. And downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg, let it lift as you inhale. Just use your breath. Exhale, take it into the twist. Bring it to the right. Notice what needs to stabilize. Look forward, everybody. Left shoulder back. Yeah, Gary. Inhale, extend. Take it into the twist. Not so much hips. Use the lift of your left ribs. Inhale, we open. Take it into the twist. Exhale, shift forward. Left shoulder back, left ribs high. Three-legged dog, inhaling. And downward facing dog, rest in child's pose, exhaling. Just take a moment here and like observe what just happened for your breath, for your body, for your mental well-being. So we're gonna try to fly through the arm balance, and I wanna do it on the breath. So the third time, you'll hook that knee to the outside of the arm, elbows will bend into chaturanga, and you'll fly, or you'll pretend like you're flying. So taking your feet a little shorter gives you access of finding the knee to the arm connection. You can always step that foot down, hook the knee into the arm, and then reach the chest forward. Ready? Okay, downward facing dog. So we'll do the same thing we just did. On the third round, we'll keep shifting to bend the elbows. So as you're ready, use your inhale, lift your right leg up. I want you to feel the power of your exhale. Exhale, take it into the twist. Inhale, extend, get long. Pull in, exhale, twist. Beautiful. Inhale. Now we fly. Exhale, twist. You just keep shifting forward, elbows bend, look forward. Left leg might lift up off the floor. Nice, Ashika. Jump it back, chaturanga. And downward facing dog, exhale. Let it go. Whole new second side. Left leg, it lifts as we inhale. Use your breath. Exhale, take it into the twist. Notice how the left shoulder needs to stop you. Inhale, extend. Pull it into the twist. And as you pull in, lift to the left ribs. Inhale, we open. Everybody, keep your left shoulder on the back body. Exhale, take it into the twist. Look forward versus to the right. Maybe the right leg lifts up off the floor. Through the vinyasa you go as you inhale. Nice, Heidi. And downward facing dog as you exhale. And then we rest again in child's pose. Bring your arms beside you, palms facing up. Take a big full breath and see if you can't breathe across the back body. Soften the jaw, the shoulders. Just take a moment to feel a sense of gratitude in this crazy, chaotic time. A sense of gratitude for the practice, the continued and constant routine of showing up to something that you know serves you and serves the world. And take a moment just to honor yourself as well. Walk your hands forward. And then shift yourself forward into Sphinx pose. And if for a moment in between these practices, you're not thinking about anything else, then that's the beauty of yoga. If for a moment in these practices, you're in this moment, you're in your body, you're with your breath, and you're not worried about any toilet paper or what's happening, anywhere. That's the beauty of the practice. Bend your right knee, reach back and grab a hold of the right foot. Sorry, that's my philosophy bomb drop for the day. Go into Ardha Vaikasana. Use this as a way to open the shoulder, but also release the right quad. Keep rolling your right chest forward against your left foot. Release the foot with control. Come back to your Sphinx. And then second side, you'll bend your left leg. Roll the left ribs forward. Beautiful. Release the foot with control. Go ahead and come into upward facing dog. Move the shoulder heads back. Press into your feet a lot. Lift your inner thighs higher. Lift through the inner thighs to lift the back of your chest. Come into plank pose and downward facing dog pose. Beautiful, you guys. Go ahead and jump yourself through. Come onto your backs. We're going to set up for just one back bend, so either bridge pose or Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you have a block and you want to come into supported bridge, that's also fine. Janine, walk your right foot forward. Yep, towards me. Yeah, right there. Wherever you are with your legs, you guys, or your arms, I should say, can you press into your feet? And same thing, rather than pushing your feet forward away from you, try to pull your knees and your shins back. So it's the same work we've been doing. We're just moving our hips into extension versus all of the flexion. Lower down when you guys are ready. Hug your knees into your chest. Come into happy baby. Grab a hold of behind your thighs or the outside edges of your feet. And as you stay here, bring your feet together so you're in a variation of Baddha Konasana. And move your hips away from you. Move the knees away from you. And then hug your knees together. Rock yourself up to sitting. Straighten out your legs for Dandasana. And your right knee. We're going to come into that reverse figure 4. So the right ankle is underneath your left knee. And then as you inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky. Press into your left heel. Pull your left thigh back and fold forward. So both legs are still active. Both heels are actively flexed. Chest forward as you inhale. And as the spine starts to fold towards the straight leg, pull your straight leg back into the hip socket. Soft neck, relaxed shoulders. Continuing to try to open up the front of your spine more than the back of your spine. Tom, come onto your fingertips and reach your chest forward and up. Inhale, come all the way up. Slide your right leg to meet your left leg. You'll bend your left knee, and then left ankle underneath that right knee, so it supports the knee. Inhale, arms rise. Pull the right thigh bone back as you fold forward. Shoulders on the back body. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale at the top. We're going to straighten both legs. And Paschimottanasana, or take your legs as wide as the mat, fold forward, or if you prefer, on your back, legs to the sky. But we did a lot of strengthening of the hamstring. I want you to have a sweet release of the back of the legs. And those of you who are super, super bending this direction, yeah, that's you. Drive those inner heels down. I'm talking to you, girl. And pull your inner thighs into your pelvic floor. And those of you that are super open in this direction, can you feel your outer thighs heavy? Those of you that are on your backs will meet you there. Gently roll yourself all the way up. Find your way onto your backs and just check in and see if you need a final twist or if you're completely ready for Shavasana. Extend your legs out in front of you. Let your legs drift out when you're ready. Give yourself a final full breath in through the nose. And let it go out the mouth. And feel the weight of your heels. And the release of the calves. And the sense of space underneath the knees. As you carry the weight of the thighs all the way up to where the thighs drop heavy into the hip sockets. Feel a sense of space. And as the pelvis stays anchored down, sweet release across the low back as you breathe in and out. Slowly start to deepen your breath. And breathe all the way through the fingertips and the toes. And bending your knees when you feel ready, gently roll yourself over to one side and press yourself up to a seated position. And as you take this moment just to feel the effects of your practice, again, take note. And take note on honoring yourself for continuing to show up, even when times look very, very different. And take a moment just to honor the support of your practice as a baseline. And even a sense of community as we practice together virtually. Bring your hands to heart. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in our homes. And may there be peace in this world. Namaste, everybody.